Hello Shapes people, welcome back to the broadcasts from Shapes 2. You want to do the old like, comment, subscribe for me while we look at... I did a few things off stream, caught up with some tasks. Let me turn show completed on here so I can show you. Shield Devourer was very easy, it was just colour mixing, we've been through that already. Cryoception badge, again, not too difficult. We had a design that made 2/3 out of a whole anyway. The only one that I really needed to do anything for was in Task Hub 2. This weird thing here, crushing power. So I designed a module that turns halves into this. I don't know what you want to call this shape. And then another module that turned holes into footprint, what I'm calling footprint shape, because it kind of looks like a footprint, especially the teardrops, especially that way around. So then those all just get tied together, colour mixing, etc, etc, nothing too crazy. And that's about to finish off, so let's cash all of these bad boys in. The next task needs pins, so obviously we can't do anything about that because we need to get pins sorted. Let me claim all of these as well. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, I also changed blueprints to just... Thankfully, the only difference between blueprint shapes that are worth 8 points and 4 points are that you just have to colour the uncoloured bits black. So I just bring in some paints, make some black paints, and squeeze in the painters just before the shapes enter the main line, and then that was it. Arguably didn't even need to bother with that because we've got so many blueprint points. You get so many blueprint points from operator levels. You kind of... it's odd really, you do the tasks at the beginning of the game because that's the only decent way to get research points and platform limits and things like that. And then in the mid to late game there is, frankly, no reason to do this other than completionism. But I guess that's the same for all factory games, right? Like, what's the reason to do anything in a factory game? Oh, I've done 5,400 sites per minute. Because that gets me a medal sent in the post. Okay, Milestone 7 needs pins. Pins are very easy, I think. To the point where I'm just going to probably use an old 3-layer design. Let me just put this down in the task hub. Where am I? I'm lost. It mostly just... that's the wrong way. It mostly just acts like a rotator or a half cutter. It just adds a pin underneath the layer, so you can think of it more as a mechanic that, yeah, for when you bring in things from below. And you're done as well. There we go. So we can now remove everything. In Task Hub 2 is now finished. Goodbye. I still haven't gotten around to redesigning this. I bring in the Task Hub 2 ones on a separate train because the Task Hub 1 trains are now on 2 trains, so... Oh, and I changed this slightly. It occurred to me that this could be a bit more symmetrical. Symmetry is good. Alright, let's spend some of these research points, shall we? Train capacity, let's max that out. Good, that's all maxed out. And then... you know what? Sorted. Different foundation shapes, extra wire things. None of this we will use, but we'll just get rid of them. And I'll leave train vortex delivery here, just to prove to you that I never use it, because that was another constraint we gave ourselves on the challenge. So Milestone 7 should not really be too much of a hassle. The only real thing that's an issue for it is that it's exclusively made of teardrop shapes. So we need to make this radiation shape and then lift it all up with a pin pusher. which should be fine. We need to make another copy of the radiation shape, stack it on top. No problem. Do exactly the same in orange. And then stack those on top of each other will work because the orange shape being lowered onto the green shape will, providing the rotation is correct, will just cause this to naturally happen because the orange and the green pieces will fall through each other. So we just need to find a good place to build this, and we can just bust this out like fairly easily, I think, anyway. We did have some teardrop shapes. We found some over here when we were looking last time, didn't we? Yeah, like there's one. So if we want to deliver... Do we want to deliver 2 lots of this in the same way that we deliver... We only deliver 2 lots of... we only deliver 1 train load of this shape, don't we? And in fact, this doesn't really even keep up. What I'm going to do... This is the only downside to not using vortex delivery. These trains are all empty and on their way back, so I can delete these without deleting 5,000 shapes. I should have cut it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to split this, naturally split this over 2, and then re-add you here, make you all slightly bigger trains. And then at the vortex side, I will need to do some weird magic here. Oh, that's okay, we can do exactly what we do already. So this station is useless. This station is useless, and we'll wait for this to empty, and then we'll have the white trains come in here like this. Did that really get rid of that red train? Did that really do that? I know I can use my task things to go back, but I can't remember what the red train was doing. Was the red train doing... It's doing this, wasn't it? It's possible it respawned straight away, but I think it was empty anyway. What a waste. What a waste. Train stop. Okay, so... Oh, not rail. Space belt. Underground space belt. In you go, and yeah, I'll just come back to this later when this one's empty. But for now, that should. I mean, this is already going quite fast. It's more just that the trains take absolutely forever to get anywhere, and I'd rather do this than just add more trains. Okay, so the point of going over here to check was that we're only delivering 12 belts of this. This one was 24 belts, but that's because it's in halves anyway. Whereas this shape ends up just being... What is our current system for making the radiation shape? Halves. Yeah, exactly. So we can cut... If we mine 2 sets of this, 2 sets of teardrops... I'm lost. I'm lost in my own factory. Here it is. No, that's miles away. It was over here. I got rid of the thing, didn't I, while I was faffing around with what I was going to do. I got rid of the... Here it is. So all we'll need is... one lot of you that makes the green one, one lot of you that makes the orange one. So we'll paint it, split them in half, do half to radiation 4 times with those new now 4 output belts. Some of it will go into a pin pusher, some of it won't, and then it'll be stacked. Easy. Extremely easy. So then while that's ticking over, we can probably... I mean, there's only really one set here that is any good. This one... Do I have a design that is halves to 2/3? That might be useful to have, because... oh, yeah, was that it? No, it was a whole to 1/3. Because what we could do is we could have whole... This has pins on it, doesn't it? Yeah. We'll do cut and keep with the holes, and then we'll design something that just literally shaves a sixth off, glue those back together, and then do this with it. That should also be fine. I find it quite hard to actually jump between doing designs and going to the task hub, especially when I'm doing a whole milestone at once. But it should be doable. So while while the first step of milestone 7 is being delivered, I'll nip over to the task hub and maybe get one of these going. Yeah, so that's the plan. So hold tight while I get all that sorted for you. Okay, easy life, really. Like, as I keep saying, the amount of work we did in that early game, you know, those first 4 or 5 sessions where I really belaboured, oh, I need a blueprint that does this, I need a blueprint that does that, has set us up so well. So painting, cut and keep. So cut and keep, obviously, you get 12, to get 12 belts out, you only need 6 belts in, so we kind of fudge that just by doing this sort of self-balancing thing. Those get cut, rotated so they're all the same way, so that then this that turns halves into the radiation shape is done, and then they just go on the whoops, where am I? They go on the pin pusher. Let me show you what this looks like. It's very simple, really. Just raises it all up a layer. There is a hotkey to slow it down, isn't there? What is that? Is it F7? It is F7, wow. Speed, fast. This is not a fast forward toggle, will cause your factories to run at less precision. Okay, don't do that then. Slow motion. Huh, neat. So we can I can load trains up with this. It is exceedingly far away, is the problem. But this will be 6,000 in a delivery. What? Oh yeah, I better hook you up, I suppose. Better hook you up to the main line. It's a good job you came back that quickly, otherwise I wouldn't have noticed. It's exceedingly far away. Like... green. Yeah, and then make sure at the hub the green unloading with the 2 wagons is set. Yeah, good. There's a case to be made for doing your operator shapes. I mean, for one, I could have done it here, which is a lot closer. Yeah, that's frustrating. Although there's not as good painting around here. Whatever, it's fine. There's a case to be made to do your operator shapes in the same way that you're doing your task hub shapes, you know? So just have this being fed in by what you need from much further away and then being built. I guess functionally it doesn't make a lot of difference, I suppose, because the travel time is going to be the same. I suppose the thing to consider is that your shapes... No, because your shapes are always whole shapes. I mean, with the tasks it's a bit different, right? Because if you build this in an outpost that's very far away, your travel time is 3 times higher than it needs to be, because you could bring in whole chevrons and then cut them into this closer. Whereas if you build this, you can only... yeah, you can turn 1 chevron into 3 of these, so you're... but you just make the trains 3 times as big by that logic. So there's another one ready to go here. So yeah, 6,000 and some other number on the end. 6,480 times 2 is not quite enough, right? No, not quite enough. So we need another train. But thankfully that is already ready. And then we need to double it up with green. And then, once the first milestone is done, one day I'll remember which one of these buttons is the right one for the thing I want to look at. Do exactly the same with green. And then just rotate one of these. Yeah, easy. Easy, 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 easy. Okay, here come these pieces. Simple enough. Just take the pin pusher out of one half before you start. Don't forget. Don't forget that. I guess the sensible option is to rotate one and pin push the other. Yeah, well, it doesn't really make any difference, does it? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Although... yeah. Oops. Let's be smart about it. And then over in the task hub, I've started doing this. This one should be more than enough now. Maybe? No, I don't trust myself on that one. Don't trust myself on that one at all. So I'm using my cut and keep into sixths. It occurs to me what I probably should have is I probably should have a design for cut and keep into sixths where I don't need all 24 belts out. So I only need 12 belts out, which would only be 2 belts in of this. The awkward thing about this is that 4 belts from the bottom layer come in, 4 belts from the top layer go in this way, and then, oh god, how does this work? You need 12 belts out here. This only goes on 2 floors, so this is 1, 2... no, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4... so you only need half of this. You only need this half, basically. Again, it's not hugely important, it just would be better to not paint so many shapes that you're then wasting, or not using, or just clogged up on the belts. Alright, so that's that one done, so then this just comes up here to be stacked. Should all be rotated the right way already, because these are just in. Have they got a pin underneath? Mostly. Yes, that's fine. It's probably fine. That is that shape. And then what I'm doing with this currently is rather than demolishing and destroying the rail every time, I just do the rail rerouting just to do that. And then a small redesign at the hub just to get the throughput to be okay, so the white train is going to come in this way for a bit, and the green and the blue trains coming in this way for a bit. This won't be a green and a blue train for long, because we're about to finish this one up. Do you reckon? Yeah, this is 6 boxes, this is easily enough. Alright, so let's go over to here and do exactly what we did. So only one side needs the pin pusher, which is on the top. The other side needs the rotating, and then you go in there, and then now you're only 1 belt out. Yes, thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. God, this was so... I overproduced this. I don't know if that's a good or a bad problem to have. Clear all of this. And then you are now only those. And you're all here waiting to go, even if some of it's a bit rotated, a bit funny, but that's because we changed our minds halfway through. It didn't matter, thankfully. We had a whole load of shapes ready to go. And then the very last step will just be doing that again, so just stack them again. like here, I guess. So like this space belt will come out this way, and ooh, providing the orange is on the... No, the orange is on the top. So you'll go in there, you'll go in there, and then we'll have another station here that will just be the final delivery, and that's it, as easy as you like. As easy as you like. Is this working over at the task hub? Is this the right shape? Is this the shape that we want? It must be. And then the only difference we need to make to this afterwards is paint it green instead of blue. So we'll just need to add colour mixing in a place that doesn't suck. Just there, I guess. And then the next step is... Oh, the next step actually adds 2 layers at once, which is interesting. But that is just red bow ties and plain bow ties, which we've got. And then the very last task, oh my goodness, adds a black teardrop that's pin pushed twice with a plain chevron on top of it. Is this going to be the first task where we need another set of this? Probably not. Probably because this is 2 different shapes in one step. We can probably just build that on its own at the top here. Okay, I'd like to see delivery of any of these happen. But that might be optimistic currently. Well, there are the orange ones at least. They're so far away. I think more train speed researches is a good idea, or do you think gets a bit much after a while? Not that, I mean, not that we can do it. I realise that, but I mean, like adding them to the game. You think they could add more to the game? Maybe. All right, good. You're good to go. Okay. Let me get all this. Let me wait for this to be done for you. I believe this is the correct milestone shape. I mean, it must be, right? The orange is on top of the green, and the pinned orange is on top of the pinned green. And then it looks, yeah. If that's not the same, I'll be livid. It's because the codes are ever so slightly different, but I think it's just a rotation. Good quality of life feature, I think, would be a shape comparing thing. So you could go into the shape viewer and you could have 2 of these side by side, and the game would give you a tick if it was the same, if the game thought it was the same in any way. Because my shape codes are not the same. But it's just a rotation. Anyway, I'm being paranoid. They're not going anywhere at the moment because this still needs to unload. There's enough in the supply chain to fulfill this. Just waiting. And then over at the task hub, I did have to add a 5th station at the top. So we get green bow ties, green chevrons on a pin, which is now finished, goes all the way up to be stacked on top of these, because I needed to do these separately. Red bow ties being placed underneath uncoloured bow ties, and then all of that gets stacked, and that is definitely the right shape. Oh, is it? Yeah, no, it is. It is. It is. Paranoia has returned. So you go in there. Rail routing. Oh, that was always on there. You done? You don't need to go... Yeah, you go this way now. You are now empty. You never have had anything in any way. And then I'm already making this. So we make black paint, paint the teardrops, pin push them up, cut them into 6ths. Oh, you have to pin push them twice, because this has 2 pins underneath. So then they come out looking like this. Cut it into 6ths. Put the plain uncoloured chevron on top. And it's already rotated, so it can just go in the empty slot on this one when that's all sorted. So really, we're just waiting on all of this unloading. Ah, there's enough in there now. There's enough in the station for sure, so this can all just go. Goodbye. Shape loading. In you go. Train stop. I'll just keep the blue wagons just because I know for a fact that that works. And I'll leave you there until we get the first box done. Okay, cool. Can't see any reason why this won't work. I will not keep you waiting though, so I will just skip forward ahead in time slightly to make sure that everything is definitely working. Was there ever any doubt, really? Yes. Yes, there was. Quite a lot. So this needs 90,000 of this, which is going to take a little while. Thankfully, the operator levels don't, like, carry on from that 90,000. That might be something that they can look at if they want to nerf quite how much of this they're giving away, because, I mean, as I say, we got so much of everything now. I don't know if that's just, maybe I'm just good at the game. Banter. And this task is about to be finished as well, so I'll just do a token gesture and hook that up for you, even though we know it's going to work. Is there enough? It literally just finished as I was faffing around. Task hub 1. Be gone with thee. Oh, I probably should have a stacker. It's actually quite a complicated shape. That is the... It's actually irrelevant because it's going in the gap, so it doesn't make any difference. It's actually quite a complicated shape, isn't it? I've put this in the right place already. It's in the top left, and the gap here is in the top left, is it not? Pretty sure it is. It is. Good. I'll do a clickbait YouTube thumbnail. Our most complicated shape yet. Red arrow, yellow circle, highlighting a slightly blurred version of this shape. Picture of my face going, oh! And that is definitely that. Yeah, cool. I'll just cash these in now, just to show you that that has been done. This will be done. Ancient communication. I might look at this. I might look at a design that turns a hole into 5/6 Pac-Man shape. I think I was calling 2/3 Pac-Man shape, wasn't I? Doesn't look like we're going to need it again for a little while, but probably good to have one in the bank, especially while we're waiting for this to tick up. Let's go to the hub, shall we, and watch. Well, the red X scares me. It's just an old task, that's all. It's just an old task. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please let me know with a like or a comment, and if you want to see more shapes or factory games in general, be sure to subscribe. Other than that, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.